Om Shanti. Today we shall continue with Shivani Ben. Shivani Ben, over to you.
Om Shanti, good morning. So let us take a minute and try to mentally pull up all that we discussed and we heard yesterday about worship worthy, we being worship worthy, we being the sustenance givers, the sustainers, we being the ancestors.
Shivani Ben, you are not audible.
Hello, Om Shanti.
Yeah,
Audible now?
audible. Yes.
So today we will go into this, as they say, it's many Murlis in the same Murli. Bapdada meeting different groups, and it's very different from what Baba earlier said about being ancestors, being sustenance givers. Oh, they have in English. Wow. Okay. I have my version in Hindi. Amazing. Om Shanti. Am I audible and clear now? Om Shanti.
Yes, sister, we can hear you.
Oh, okay, good. So I think we can start reading right from here. Bapdada is personally meeting the different groups. So group number 1, Bapdada has said, do not be those who are influenced by waste, but those who create their own elevated impact. Do you constantly experience yourself to be a soul who moves forward in your effort? In your effort, it should not be that you are sometimes at a standstill or sometimes in the stage of descent and sometimes good and sometimes extremely good or sometimes, like fluctuating. Because there is very little time and the destination to become perfect is very elevated. So you have to increase the speed of your effort. And the sign of fast speed in your effort is that such a soul will always be double light and not experience any type of burden. Even if such a situation or nature arises, or a situation arises to people, that situation will be experienced to be nothing in front of your own stage. Because our stage is elevated. So situations, people, circumstances, etc. will look really shrinked. And it's actually, honestly, it's easier said than done. Of course, we have all been through different kinds of ups and downs, upheavals and downfall, and sometimes an upscale in our life, right? In different dimensions of our life. But what Baba is trying to say and trying to bring into our awareness is that if I keep myself stable, if I keep myself always on this seat of what Baba has given me, then it will not be very difficult for me to oversee these situations or circumstances that are going to come. Personal, social, global, national, whatever. These circumstances will not get to me. The power of your own stage is greater than the external stage. This is your own stage. The other is external. It is when you forget your own power that the external situation seems big. Such a deep and such a direct sentence that Baba has given. It is when you forget your own power that the external situation seems big. To be constantly double light means that you are light, that is one who remains up above. Because what is light will always be in the air, right? It will always be floating. Those who are light always remain above. Those who have a burden will be pulled down. For half the cycle, you continue to come down. However, it is now time for you to go up. So what are you going to do? Always remain above. In terms of the body too, the place where the soul resides in the body is high. Now, going back to the basics, the soul is not in the feet, just as the position of the soul in the body is high. The same way, your stage should also remain high. They show the top knot at the top as a symbol, choti, where they indicate the position of the Brahmins is the choti. The top knot means high. The physical sign has been shown because your stage is high. Shudras are shown down below, whereas Brahmins are shown high up. Amiben?
Yes.
No, I was just reminding you to scroll because I'm reading from the screen. So
Okay. Yeah.
I don't have the English version with me. So
Only group 1 has English version.
as you scroll. Haji?
Only group 1 has English version.
That's okay. That's fine. Oh, so that ended over there, is it? That was the end of group 1, is it? Yeah, so slightly up, I think. So it is easy to remain stable in an elevated stage. When your stage becomes like that, you will always remain distant from things and the atmosphere down below. Obviously, when we are at the top, things which are down below really don't impact us or affect us, right? You will not be influenced by them. There can be a good impact or even a bad influence. If there is a bad influence in the household, then what do? Do you get influenced? Are you those who turn bad into good or those who become influenced? Maya also sees, okay, she has got hold of your finger. Maya catches hold of our finger. After holding on to your finger, she will get hold of your hand. And then, as Baba says, she will reach up to your nose and pull you down right from the nose. Huh? Naak pakad ke girati hai Maya. Very interesting analogies Baba uses. She will get hold of your hand and your foot. Therefore, do not be influenced. Sometimes these very serious things Baba actually explains in a very rather humorous manner. You're not those who become influenced, but those who create an elevated impact. So a Brahmin soul means one who is always double light, one who remains up above. With this awareness, continue to fly ahead. Acha, all of you remain happy, do you not? You do not have waves of sorrow, do you? How can waves of sorrow come to those who have left the land of sorrow? दुख की दुनिया को जब पीछे छोड़ दिया तो दुख की लहर आपको कैसे छोड़ सकती है? At the confluence stage, you have knowledge of both the land of sorrow and the land of happiness. There is a knowledge, and that's why we know where we are. That's why we are able to discern. That's why we are able to figure out whether am I still influenced by sorrow or am I so stable that sorrow does not impact me? Or am I constantly happy? Because Baba has really put a lot of emphasis on this. And now we all know and we all understand why Baba has been emphasizing on this whole purusharth of remaining happy in the first place. At the confluence stage, you have the knowledge of both. Those who are knowledgeful about both are powerful souls. You cannot go to the land of sorrow even by mistake. Waves of sorrow can never come to those who are always happy, those who always remain happy. Acha. Keep a balance of service and self-progress. You have a greater interest in service, but there has to be a balance of the two. Do you understand? You are moving along well, but do not stop at that. Let it be the best of all. So we'll take a minute of silence and rethink all that Baba has said so far. It's not just for the group 1 that Baba was meeting, right? But it's for every one of us, isn't it? So for group 2, when Baba was meeting group 2, the essence is अनेक भावों को समाप्त कर श्रेष्ठ आत्मिक भाव धारण करो. To finish off all the other feelings, all the other emotions, and finish, not just temporarily let it go away, but finish it off. And what do I need to emerge? The elevated soul consciousness stage, the elevated feelings and emotions. Many times in many other Murlis also Baba has said this, that when you come into feelings, which means you are fluctuating. When you come into a zone of taking things personally, means you have left your seat of dignity. You have left your seat of self-respect, of swaman. Baba has given you so many swamans. So, सबसे सहज आगे बढ़ने की विधि क्या है? आगे तो सब बढ़ रहे हो, लेकिन सबसे सहज कौन सा है? योग भी सहज हो जाए, उसकी विधि क्या है? सबसे सहज विधि है मेरा बाबा. What is the easiest method to move along and move ahead? Everything else is easy. Yoga is easy. But what is even more easier than that? A very simple slogan, My Baba. It's a very powerful word actually. और कुछ भी याद ना हो, हर समय एक ही बात याद हो, मेरा बाबा. क्योंकि मन व बुद्धि कहाँ जाती है? जहाँ मेरापन होता है. अगर शरीर भान में आते हो तो क्यों आते हो? You just immerse this feeling, one feeling of what you remember all the time is my Baba. Because if Baba is mine, or whatever is mine, my mind and intellect will be in that direction, will run in that direction, right? 730 traffic control, there's a very beautiful line. जहाँ हमारा मन होगा, जहाँ हमारा तन होगा, वहाँ हमारा मन होगा. इसीलिए मन को बाबा में लगाना. This मन मना भव is very, very powerful. मन को मेरे में लगाओ. जहाँ धन है वहाँ मन नहीं, जहाँ तन है वहाँ भी मन नहीं, जहाँ प्राप्ति है वहाँ पर मन. प्राप्ति कहाँ पर है? बाबा के साथ. It's where I'm getting attainments. I'm getting attainments not from this body, not from my wealth, not from my relationships, but from Baba. So Baba does not want us to remember anything or anyone else. हाँ? अगर शरीर भान में भी आते हो तो क्यों आते हो? क्योंकि मेरापन है. Because this is my body. That's why I come into body consciousness. But if I emerge my Baba, अगर मेरा बाबा हो जाता तो स्वतः ही मेरे के तरफ बुद्धि जाएगी. सहज साधन है मेरा बाबा. मेरेपन ना चाहते हुए भी याद आता. Because what is mine, I will automatically be inclined towards that. So if I consider the body and the possessions to be mine, my mind will go there automatically. If I consider Baba to be mine, my mind will go there automatically. Why? Because Baba is mine. So what is mine, I'm always connected with that naturally. जैसे चाहते नहीं हो कि शरीर याद आए, लेकिन याद क्यों आता है? मेरापन खींचता है ना. न चाहते भी खींचता है. जब सदा ये निश्चय और स्मृति रहे कि मेरा बाबा, तो पुरुषार्थ की मेहनत करने की बजाय स्वतः, because Baba does not like us to keep making efforts all the time, especially to remember Baba. That is why Baba has given a very simple method. Make me yours. So when I become yours, your mind and your intellect will automatically be towards me. It will always be inclined towards me and will not go here and there. You know, dadis also used to say this, that when dadis would walk up to the stage and say Om Shanti, especially Janki Dadi, you know, her face would completely change and she would be charged and say, Mera Baba na, Mera Baba. And she would make the whole audience charged in that energy that she is exuding, Mera Baba. She'd be so intoxicated. So can I come at least somewhere close to that intoxication, that Baba is mine, God is mine. I have made God as mine. Just sinking in this feeling itself, you know, when I make someone mine or make something mine, what is that feeling? तो सहज साधन क्या है? इसलिए एक को ही याद करो. एक को ही याद करना सहज है. It's easy to remember one, isn't it? जितना जितना गहरा संबंध जुटा होगा, उतनी याद सहज होगी, और सहज बात ही निरंतर होती है. So whatever is easy is also constant. If I develop an intimate, close relationship with God, personal, in my personal space, it will not be an effort to remember Baba. अगर सहज नहीं होगा तो निरंतर नहीं होगा. कोई भी मेहनत का काम निरंतर नहीं कर सकते. Effort, if you're making some effort, if it is an effortful thing, if it is a taskful thing, cannot be doing it constantly. But to remember Baba after Baba has become mine, that should be easy and constant. So these two keywords are emerging from this group. My Baba, easy, and mine, and constant. सारा दिन रात कोई को मेहनत का काम करो तो मजबूरी से करेगा, प्यार से नहीं. तो बाप दादा सहज करके दिखाते हैं. Can you recollect something? I think I have read this before. है ना? The same things, the same exact same sentences, these words, this feeling of मेहनत मुक्त. Babu wants us to be free of task. सहज के कारण निरंतर होना मुश्किल नहीं है. जो सदा इस स्मृति में रहते हैं कि रहते हैं, उनकी निशानी क्या हो? What is the indication of those who are constantly connected to Baba in the remembrance of my Baba, my one Baba? वे सदा खुश रहेंगे, they'll be always happy, क्योंकि बाप से प्राप्ति होती है ना, तो प्राप्ति की खुशी होती है, because they have some attainments from Baba. I'll be always inclined towards where I am getting something from, isn't it? Naturally. So where there is an achievement, there is an attainment, there is some kind of a receiving, I will be automatically inclined towards that, isn't it? So nishani kya, what will be some of the indications? They'll be always happy, they'll always be in the mood of having attained something. Baba ko पा लिया तो सब कुछ पा लिया. तो मेरा बाबा की स्मृति की प्रैक्टिकल निशानी है हैप्पीनेस. कोई भी बात आ जाए लेकिन खुशी नहीं जाएगी. Well, sometimes I think in certain extreme circumstances, it may not be very easy for me to maintain that level of elevated level of happiness that Baba is mentioning here. Nevertheless, it's nowhere wrong to continuously keep making conscious effort, at least bringing that in my awareness and my consciousness that, okay, Baba doesn't want me to be sorrowful. Baba doesn't want me to be sad. Baba wants me to be happy. Baba wants me to remember Baba. क्योंकि प्राप्ति के आगे वो बात क्या होगी? कुछ भी नहीं लगेगी. बाप का अर्थ ही वर्षे की प्राप्ति है. The meaning of Baba means I have attained my inheritance. बाप का अर्थ ही वर्षे की प्राप्ति है. Meaning of the word Baba means attainments, full of attainments. बाप का संबंध क्यों प्यारा लगता है? क्योंकि वर्षा मिलता है. तो बाप कहना अर्थात वर्षे की याद स्वतः ही आ जाती है. बाप मिला, वर्षा मिला तो खुशी होगी ना। अल्पकाल की प्राप्ति की खुशी होती है। तो ये तो अविनाशी प्राप्ति है ना। When we have these little happinesses, these little attainments, we do tend to get happy, right? We tend to find it. You know, in Lokic world they say, try to find your happiness in little things. But this is such a big happiness. It is so eternal. इसकी खुशी अविनाशी होनी चाहिए. So if the attainment is eternal, if Baba is eternal, if my relationship with Baba is eternal, then the intoxication and the level of happiness should also be eternal. तो खुश रहते हो या कभी कभी खुश रहते, कभी रहते हो सदा खुश रहते हो, तो अपनी चीज होती है वो भूलती नहीं है ना. चाहे छोटी सी चीज होगी भूलेंगे. तो खुशी अपना खजाना है. बाप का खजाना सो अपना खजाना. अपनी चीज भूल नहीं सकते. तो निरंतर योगी बनना सहज है ना. इस सहज विधि से औरों को भी सहज प्राप्ति करा सकते, क्योंकि जब अपने को खुशी प्राप्त होती तो दूसरों को खुशी का अवश्य देंगे. It's obvious and it's natural, right? When I have attained something, when I have that level of happiness, it could be something very insignificant or something very small. It doesn't remain until me, right? I will want to go and shout out to the world, I have attained something. But here Baba is saying, when you have attained Baba and all the connected attainments from Baba, so what should be the level of your intoxication? सदा अपने को जैसे बाप न्यारा प्यारा है, ऐसे न्यारा प्यारा अनुभव करते हो. Now Baba is jumping into completely different topic. So like Baba is lovable and detached. Do you experience yourself to be lovable and detached both? This is a very interesting balance, actually. Nyare and pyare. We have seen souls who are the embodiments of this nyare pyare avastha. But to experiment that for us is also very equally interesting. बाप सबका प्यारा क्यों है? क्योंकि न्यारा है. जितना न्यारा बनते उतना सर्व का प्यारा बनते. न्यारा किससे? Where do I have to be detached? What do I have to be detached from? पहले अपनी देह की स्मृति से न्यारा. So first detachment is that I should not be conscious of this body. जितना देह से न्यारा होंगे उतने बाप का प्यारा होंगे और सर्व के भी प्यारे होंगे. क्योंकि न्यारा अर्थात yes, detachment means to be in soul consciousness. जब बीच में देह का भान आता है तो प्यारापन खत्म हो जाता है. इसलिए बाप समान सदा न्यारे और सर्व के प्यारे बनो. आत्मा रूप में किसको भी देखेंगे तो रूहानी प्यार पैदा होगा ना. When I have that vision with that intention and that awareness of soul consciousness in my vision, what feelings will I be able to emerge? I'll emerge the feelings of a divine love. देहबान से देखेंगे तो व्यक्त भाव होने के कारण अनेक भाव उत्पन्न होंगे. Yes, obviously, if I am in soul consciousness and if I interact with other souls from that space, what will happen? देहबान से देखेंगे व्यक्त भाव होने के कारण अनेक भाव उत्पन्न होंगे. It will be very complicated, isn't it? It will not be simplified. कभी अच्छा कभी बुरा. लेकिन आत्मिक भाव में, आत्मिक दृष्टि में, आत्मिक वृत्ति से में रहने वाला किसी के भी संबंध में जाएगा अति प्यारा लगेगा. Of course, the one who is always, sometimes we come across some people and we get this feeling that they are very detached, they are aloof, and yet they are very lovable because we have this, they exude such divinity. We come into their aura of divinity because they are in soul consciousness stage. That is what dadis would give us just with their presence. Their presence was so powerful because they have spent years and years in tapasya. And their stage is so elevated that probably cannot be even described. Not just nyara pyara, but an elevated stage of soul consciousness. In fact, I would say it's even beyond soul consciousness. It's an angel consciousness. You get the feeling that there is an angel in the room. You get the feeling that there is some kind of intense power in the room. And when dadis walk in, the whole audience becomes silent, because that is the power, the energy of silence that they bring in with them. If I try to, if we, all of us, try to emerge some of those experiences or some of those events where we have interacted with our seniors, with our dadis, 2 सेकंड में न्यारा हो सकते हो. Can we be detached in a minute? Shall we practice it right now? So we take a minute and we see, check. We can be detached. जैसे शरीर में आना सहज लगता है, ऐसे शरीर से परे होना इतना ही सहज हो जाए. कोई भी पुराना स्वभाव संस्कार अपनी तरफ आकर्षित ना करे और 1 सेकंड में न्यारे हो जाओ. None of our स्वभाव संस्कार, our habits, our nature or behavior should pull us, because it's very connected to this body. So that should not pull us towards ourselves, towards itself. But in 1 second, I should be able to practice this. The other day, brother was sharing that we need to really have this self-imbibed traffic controls every hour or every half an hour. Whenever we remember, just become detached and come into your, just bring all your focus at the center of your forehead and sit in that stage of soul consciousness. सारे दिन में बीच-बीच में ये अभ्यास करो. ऐसे नहीं कि जिस समय याद में बैठो तब अशरीरीपन का स्थिति अनुभव करो. चलते फिरते बीच-बीच में ये अभ्यास पक्का करो. मैं हूँ आत्मा. मैं हूँ ही आत्मा. I am a soul only. तो आत्मा का स्वरूप ज्यादा याद होना चाहिए ना. सदा खुशी होती है ना. कम नहीं होनी चाहिए, बढ़नी चाहिए. इसका साधन बताया है मेरा बाबा. Baba has already explained what is the method to be easy in yoga. One is I am a soul, and second is Baba is mine. That's it. Very simple. और कुछ भी भूल जाए, लेकिन you may forget anything and everything else, but Baba doesn't want us to forget Baba, right? अब कोई नई इन्वेंशन निकालो, जैसे now this is a completely different topic altogether. अब कोई ऐसी नई इन्वेंशन निकालो जैसे कम खर्च वाराणसी, practicing economy, and the embodiment of, what a coincidence, the embodiment of economy was our Ishidadi, because she was in charge of the Bholanath ki Bhandari. For years, I have seen her being so, she had such a powerful and humble personality. She would be always in charge of, I think right from the beginning, she has been in charge of the kitchen, Baba's Bhandara. Only recently, only last few years, she was in Shantipur. And for those who have come to Baba, when Dadi Prakash Mani ji was here, you would always see Dadi Prakash Mani ji and Dadi Ishu together, always like companions, always together. One side Muniben, one side Ishu Dadi and Prakash Mani Dadi. खर्चा भी कम हो, आवाज भी ज्यादा फैले. The impact should be as it is. Impact should not lessen, but economy has to be maintained. है ना, that should be the aim. जैसे कोई समय था, प्रदर्शनी की इन्वेंशन निकाली, मेले की इन्वेंशन निकाली. I think back in the early 90s, this whole concept about exhibition, pradarshani, etc. would probably kind of a newly ideated thing probably. ये नवीनता थी ना, लेकिन अब तो पुरानी बात हो गई. ऐसे कोई नई इन्वेंशन निकालो जो सब कहें कि हमको भी ऐसे करना है. You know, our ideations, our thoughts, our thought process would probably be very inspiring for others as well. So if we invent the wheel once, that we should be able to achieve more with less expenses, less in economy, with staying in economy, maintaining everything within the budget, then that can be copied by others as well. And that actually it's quite an invention. That is why Baba is using the word invention, because it requires a whole lot of thought processes. जैसे अभी शांति अनुभूति की नई बात निकाली तो सब अच्छा अनुभव करते हैं. ऐसे सेवा में नई इन्वेंशन निकालो. कॉन्फ्रेंस होना, ये मेला होना, ये अभी पुरानी लिस्ट में आ गया. तो कोई नई नवीनता करके दिखाओ. स्वयं को भी आगे बढ़ाओ, सेवा को भी आगे बढ़ाओ. As you are moving ahead in your Purusharth, also make sure that you move ahead in the field of service. And the service also has to move along with your own efforts, your own Purusharth. क्योंकि सुना है ना, अभी बेहद की सेवा करनी है. सर्वधर्म की आत्माओं तक संदेश पहुंचना है. तो कितनी सेवा अभी रही हुई है. अभी तीव्र गति से सेवा को बढ़ाओ. लेकिन स्व की उन्नति पहले, बाद में सेवा. सिर्फ सेवा नहीं, स्व उन्नति और सेवा की उन्नति जब दोनों साथ होंगी तब सेवा की सफलता अविनाशी होगी. नहीं तो थोड़े समय की सफलता होगी. अभी देखेंगे कि क्या नवीनता निकालते हैं. So this was group 1 and the summary of group 2. Baba meeting the group 2. फरिश्ता बनना है तो सर्व लगाव की जंजीरों को समाप्त करो. You want to become an angel, you have to finish off all the bondages, mainly that of attachment. The main bondages of what? Attachment, right? Attachment is like a bondage. It binds you, it keeps you binded. बाप समान निराकारी और आकारी इस स्थिति में स्थित रहने वाली आत्माएं अनुभव करते हो. Do you experience yourself to be the ones who are equal to the Father in that incorporeal stage? That is the stage, the incorporeal stage. Do you experience yourself to be like that? क्योंकि शिव बाप है निराकारी और ब्रह्मा बाप है आकारी. One father is corporeal and one father is incorporeal. तो अभी सभी की तो आप सभी भी साकारी होते हुए भी निराकारी और आकारी अर्थात अव्यक्त स्थिति में स्थित हो सकते हो, या साकार में ज्यादा आते हो. Do you sometimes come into the corporeal form, the consciousness of being in the corporeal form, or can you be constantly in the awareness of being incorporeal? जैसे साकार में रहना नेचुरल है, ऐसे आकारी फरिश्ता में, ऐसे ही मैं आकारी फरिश्ता हूँ और निराकारी श्रेष्ठ आत्मा हूँ. बाबा actually I think loves this practice, this exercise, that switching between the incorporeal soul conscious stage and the one with the form, the angelic stage. Many Murlis, if you notice, I think one of the Murlis of this season from I think November 2009, in that entire Murli, Baba has actually given this homework, 24 drills in a day, 12 drills of incorporeal stage and 12 drills of angelic stage. Because before we become deities, we have to actually get imbibed in this stage. This has to become really firm and pakka. Being soul conscious and being angel. ये दोनों स्मृतियां नेचुरल हो, क्योंकि जिससे प्यार होता है तो प्यार की निशानी है समान बनना. बाप और दादा निराकारी और आकारी दोनों से प्यार है ना, तो समान बनना पड़ेगा. सदैव ये अभ्यास करो कि अभी अभी आकारी, अभी अभी निराकारी. Constantly throughout the day, I can bring this into my awareness that sometimes I am in the corporeal form because I'm naturally in a corporeal form. But from there, I have to, it should take just 1 second that I switch over to my angelic form and then to my soul conscious incorporeal form. Angelic form, incorporeal form. Atma sthiti और निराकार. आत्मा स्थिति, निराकारी स्थिति. साकार में आते भी आकारी और निराकारी स्थिति में जब चाहे तब स्थित हो सके. जैसे स्थूल कर्मेंद्रिय आपके कंट्रोल में है, आंख मुख को बंद करना चाहो तो कर सकते हो. ऐसे मन बुद्धि को उसी स्थिति में स्थित करो, उसी स्थिति में स्थित कर सकते जिसमें चाहो. अगर फरिश्ता बनना चाहे तो 1 सेकंड में फरिश्ता बनो. ऐसा अभ्यास, इसमें टाइम लगता है क्या? क्योंकि हलचल जब बढ़ती है तो ऐसे समय पर कौन सी स्थिति बनानी पड़ेगी? आकारी या निराकारी? When there is upheaval all around, specifically at that time, I need to be in my incorporeal stage, not in my corporeal stage. साकार देहधारी की स्थिति पास होने नहीं देंगे. साकारी देहधारी की स्थिति, if I'm in the body consciousness, it will not allow me to pass the final paper. नष्टो मोहा स्मृति लब्धा. फेल करा देगी. Because that is my passing ticket for परमधाम. अभी भी देखो, किसी भी हलचल के समय अचल बनने की स्थिति फरिश्ता स्वरूप या आत्मा अभिमानी स्थिति ही है. Halchal and achal, whenever there is some upheaval and I want to be stable, the only method is to stabilize myself in my videhi soul consciousness stage, or I can be in my angelic form, because as an angel, as an avyak angel, I will be able to serve the souls of the world. यही स्थिति हलचल में अचल बनाने वाली है. तो क्या अभ्यास करना है? आकारी और निराकारी. जब चाहे तब स्थित हो जाए. इसके लिए सारा दिन अभ्यास करना पड़े, सिर्फ अमृत वेला नहीं, बीच बीच में अभ्यास करो. But I've heard this experience from many souls that they said that if we can make our Amrit Vela powerful, irrespective of what time they sit, how much time they sit, etc., then they say that our entire day is taken care of. In one of our retreats, I remember Sister Gopi saying this to us very direct. She said that if you start your day well and you end your day well, then the rest of it is taken care of by Baba. Starting my day with Baba and ending my day with Baba. There is a method to end the day also. And Baba has explained that very clearly. And then the rest of the day, you don't have to worry about. फरिश्ता सदा ही ऊपर से नीचे आता है कि नीचे से ऊपर उड़ता है. फरिश्ता सेकंड में ऊंचा क्यों उड़ जाता है? क्योंकि उसका कोई लगाव नहीं होता, ना देह से, ना पुरानी दुनिया से. तो चेक करो कि लगाव की कोई जंजीरें तो नहीं है ना. Specifically at this time, this checking I need to do very deeply. Do I have an attachment or any influence to anything that can pull me? So whenever we try to do this 1 second angelic form, and in a second switching from the awareness of corporeal around me in the gross world, and when I'm trying to switch, suppose if I'm not able to, then what is if that pulls me back? And when I identify it, it becomes very easy for me to take the next step. But to be able to identify what is that subtle thing that's pulling me back, what is it? Could be anything, right? When I know that there is this thread attached, and I can see it, I can cut it. And when I'm able to cut all these threads, in 1 second, I can fly, which means I'll be having a complete mastery over when I want to switch over from being in the physical consciousness or awareness to the consciousness of the subtle world, the angelic form, the soul conscious stage. अगर कोई भी लगा कि जंजीर या धागा होगा तो उड़ नहीं सकेंगे. वह रस्सी व धागा खींचकर नीचे ले आएगा. तो फरिश्ता अर्थात जिसका पुरानी दुनिया से कोई भी रिश्ता ना हो, ऐसे है या थोड़ा थोड़ा रिश्ता है. मोटे मोटे धागे खत्म हो गए, सूक्ष्म कोई रह गए हैं, बहुत महीन धागे हैं, वेरी फाइन थ्रेड्स ऑफ अटैचमेंट. ऐसे ना हो मोटे मोटे धागे को देखकर समझो कि स्वतंत्र हो गए, तो मोटे मोटे धागे कट गए तो ऐसा लगे कि हम इंडिपेंडेंट, हम फ्री हो गए, लिबर्टी हो गई. पर जब उड़ने लगो तो नीचे आ जाओ, सूक्ष्म रीति से चेक करो, अंश मात्र भी नहीं हो. सुनाया था ना कि कई बच्चे कहते हैं इच्छा नहीं है कोई चीज की, लेकिन अच्छा लगता है. तो ये क्या हुआ, अंश मात्र हो गया ना. तो चीज अच्छी लगेगी, अपनी तरफ आकर्षित भी करेगी. इच्छा मोटा धागा है और अच्छा है. वाओ, such a beautiful explanation. I am not attached to something. I don't have the desire or the wish, but I like this thing. So these visible threads are the wishes and the desires which I have already cut. But what is not very visible to me, these very, very subtle and very anshmatra, the traces of attachment is, I like to do this thing. I like this person. I like how they are. I like this thing. I like to be here. These very subtle things are what will not allow you to fly. मोटा को खत्म कर दिया, लेकिन सूक्ष्म है तो उड़ने नहीं देगा. I think unfortunately I was not able to cover everything that I was supposed to. So we might as well take a pause here and we'll see. But I will actually inspire all of you to, if you have a copy, otherwise you can download it, but have a read through to all the other, the remaining part of Murli basically, because it's very interesting. Each and every group meeting is like a mini, like a mini Murli, like a Purusharth in itself. And Baba is saying so many different things. In the main Murli, Baba said about different aspects, and group one was something there. The aim and objective given to group one, the Purusharth given to them was very different. Then group two, Baba is saying some other things to them, whosoever was meeting. But right now, right here, it is we in front of Baba, right? Baba is speaking directly to us. And Baba, in some Murlis, not all the Murlis, I would say, but in some Murlis, gets into very detailed and, explanation, elaborate explanation of how to do your Purusharth. So that is also very interesting. And when I sit to read the Murli, it's a very slow process because sentence by sentence, it's like we are trying to grasp something. What is it that Baba is trying to say? What can I read in between the lines? So let's take a couple of minutes of pause here and recollect everything, that all the juices that Baba has been churning for us. And after that, we can start to share our thoughts.
Om Shanti. We can unmute ourselves and we can share the points of the Murli.
Om Shanti. Just a minute. The point which touched me in today's Murli is the easiest method to move along and move ahead is my Baba. Just sink in the feeling that Baba is mine and none. My Baba should be mine. It should be easy and constant. Om Shanti.
That's very powerful.
Om Shanti. Good morning, all. I also repeat that the point right now the sister has shared, and adding to that is like Chiti. Baba today say, sometime we goes down, sometime we goes up. We keep on fluctuating. I keep on fluctuating. So Baba says ki I what I need to check ki every moment, every second, every minute, every hour, I'm progressing. That is one thing which I'm taking from this Murli. And the other thing is that सभी भावों को समाप्त कर आत्मिक भाव में स्थित रहना. This line. Thank you. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. So what I like from today's Murli, I mean, I have liked everything. So what I will practice more is, as Baba says, to switch between Sakari to Nirakari and Akari. So this switching, this practice more will help me to evaluate myself, that while I have been taking care of everything, while I have been doing everything, how much detached I am or how much attached I am. So the more this practice will increase, it will help me to see myself, to evaluate myself, my real stage at this moment. And as Baba say, come Kharch Bala Nashin. So now we all have been, staying at home, and we have nothing much to do as much, in terms of seva, karmana seva. So important is to create our avyakta sthiti, because the world needs that right now, that stability. So to create that avyakta sthiti, I think this practice will definitely help. And come Kharch Bala Nashin, that not using much words or action, I can create that peace, or I can create that stability, that healing power, which really this world needs right now. So that is what I have taken from today's Murli. Thank you, sister. Very well narrated. Thank you very much.
It's a very nice point. It's a reminder for me as well.
Om Shanti. Am I audible?
Yes, go ahead.
Baba himself is the whole, that is eternal happiness, permanent attainment, and constantly intoxication of soul consciousness. Baba himself is an example in front of us, so we should follow Baba. So Baba has been a practical experience on how to go through this practical form, how to become easy yogi. We ourselves should have the intoxication of happiness in us. When you're connected to Baba, Mere Baba, Pyare Baba, then imbibe with detachment. So how we can be detached? To be detached by your body. Vision your soul consciousness and lead to the image of divine love. Immerse the divine love in you. Then only we can have that atmic bhav in us. So be aloof and come into the aura of divine love of Baba. That is, we can attain the divine love of Baba. Om Shanti.
Yeah, very nicely interpreted, sister.
Om Shanti. One line that I really liked in today's Murli was pertaining to the confluence age. Like, are you in the land of sorrow and the land of happiness at the same time? And to visualize the double light and just feel lighter and go into the, the avyukt stage. So I really appreciated that point. Of course, the entire Murli is always very nice, but this line really touched me, and I'm going to practice it a lot. Om Shanti.
Thank you.
Om Shanti, I just want to like to ask one question. I really feel ashamed, but still I would like to ask, when Baba keeps telling, Sada, like Manmana Bhav, always be in my remembrance, always be in my remembrance. So I just keep feeling, okay, I will be in his remembrance each and every minute. तो पढ़ाई की क्या जरूरत है?
Very sweet of you, sister. Yeah, it's actually a feeling. It's a very personal feeling, and I like it. Anyone would like to answer that? What is the need for study?
Yeah. Om Shanti. पढ़ाई की इसलिए जरूरत है. We need to focus more on studies because those power of knowledge, ज्ञान का एक point that becomes power to connect. This man mana bhav uchcharan mantra is very, very powerful tool, ultimate, in which my mind and intellect both get dissolved with ultimate Baba's connection. And then what happens? Attainments, his Sukh Shanti ka Varsa, that's emerging in me, taking me away from all 63 birth sanskaras, old ones, and regenerating, re-engineering those golden sanskaras. For that, 24/7, this study is important to make my mind and buddhi at the straight point. That what Arjun did. He just looked into that people, and that's how he could shoot that arrow. So clarity and that clutterness away, my mind and intellect, then only it will come if I'll use this knowledge as power. As rightly said by Rashmi Bahan, the best service ever we can do right now, being detached from all kind of expansion and becoming our own stage. And Baba said many times to do this practice of today also Baba said, Akari, Sakari, Nirakari. So here I want to tell you one line, how I did it all three together. What I do, like Sakari, to my favorite place is Baba's Kutia. So, or maybe in that brother like said, in our own space, we can enjoy all three. So in my own space, I reach to Kutia and I feel that Baba is just watching me with that special loving eyes, and my empowering stage is just emerging. I'm one and one. He is looking at me. God is looking at me as my friend, as my ultimate decorator, as my teacher, as my Sadguru. So when I have that connection, that bond in Sakari, that my Nirakari, Akari angelic stage gets emerging. Then at the second level, there in my own space, I feel I'm in the loving embrace of Bap Dada, and he is loving me, patting my back, and I've become so double light stage that I have stopped thinking also on my own. Then he's using me, that Videhi Avastha, he's using me as an angel. Angel don't even think. They go as provided. Services are provided by Almighty. They reach wherever they are required. So that stage comes, and after that, immediate the highest stage, seed valley stage. That seed stage, me and my Baba, both seeds, both dots, just connected. And I feel so much of empowered, so much of respite. That's the stage of man, mana, bhav. My mind and buddhi, they get dissolved. Nothing remains. It's all his. He's Karan Har, he's Karavan Har. Om Shanti.
Om
It's
Shanti.
almost like meditation commentary.
Yeah. I would like to add something. Padhai is knowledge. Okay. And this is the process. Now we are on this journey of understanding knowledge. And the Manmana Bhava stage is when we are completely the embodiment, like completely Gyan Swarup. And that Gyan Swarup is still, I'll say, is a lesser step than Manmanabhav. Manmanabhav means only my mind is only with Baba. That is, and knowledge, padhai, this is the process which we are doing now. And Manmanabhav is our final stage. Okay, Om Shanti.
Thank you.
Om Shanti. Can we still share, sister?
Please, please.
As most of us, I too like this Mera Baba point. It's the easy method to move forward. Baba says, the nasha will be visible in me, the feelings. And when we have so much of intoxication, our eyes will automatically become so moist, thinking of the loving form of Baba. And we have found Baba, we are in God's orbit, and how fortunate we are to be in his orbit. And Sangam Yug, Baba says, the most auspicious Purushottam Sangam Yug is going to finish very soon. If now, when Baba is with us, if I cannot help myself to finish my karmic accounts, can I settle it when Baba is gone? So that intoxication and the feel and the urgency will be there when I remember how little time I have. Om Shanti.
Beautiful, sister. Very beautiful.
ओम शांति। जैसे बहन ने कहा कि पढ़ाई की क्या ये अगर बाबा की स्थिति, तो बिना पढ़ाई के हम बाबा की याद में नहीं कर रह सकते। सो फर्स्ट स्टेप नॉलेज एंड देन मन मनाभाव। तो मन मनाभाव स्थिति में हमेशा नहीं रह सकते हम, तो इसीलिए हमको पढ़ाई इज मोर इम्पोर्टेंट। And through this knowledge only we can be in the stage of Manmanabhav. Om Shanti.
Yes, I think all these sharings are very, very accurate. I can summarize it like this, that to know who is Baba or what is Baba, knowledge is necessary. Yes, it's a very good feeling that if I am constantly connected with Baba, what is the need for knowledge? What is the need for study? But listening to the Murli and being in a Murli session, in a Murli class, is also a kind of yoga. It's kind of a connection with Baba. I am in Baba's remembrance, isn't it? Even now, as we interact, as we listen, as we speak, as we read the Murli, we are all thinking of somewhere in the corner of our mind, we are connected with Baba, right? Because this Murli is coming straight directly from Baba. And yes, you are correct. One of the ways of remembrance is Mera Baba. But Baba has also said that churning about the knowledge, churning about the drama, the cycle, is also a kind of yoga. Baap or varse ko yaad karo. When I want to remember what is my varsa, what is the inheritance, for that I need knowledge, right? So when I'm a student, I'm a godly student, when I'm a spiritual student, that itself is my yoga and tapasya. Because knowingly or unknowingly, I have left behind, unlearned all the wrong information, the inaccurate knowledge that I had so far. And this new knowledge that Baba has given, that God is giving me, is what I'm imbibing in my intellect, which is going to pull me towards. So knowledge, look at knowledge like a thread on which you walk towards Baba. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's nice. Inheritance. To get inheritance, you need to have the knowledge, right? Okay, fine. Thank you.
I know we are shooting past our time today, but very good sharings, and I actually like today's conversations very much. and we couldn't complete all the points, all the groups that we were supposed to read. It's a lot actually. Group 2 is also
But
very big.
actually, there is one more point. Like, वो जो एक गरीब जो होता है वो सदा हमेशा बाबा 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 कहता रहता है, और जो दूसरा स्कॉलर है वो पढ़ाई करता रहता है, राइट? बट when भगवान खुद आते हैं, बाबा आप किसको ज्यादा प्यार करते हैं, तो ये बाबा भगवान तो he points out the person who keeps remembering him sada, always, right? That is where my doubt was.
Yes. Any other sharings?
Right now, what sister was saying is about dil and dimag. Dil, we all are student, knowledge is equally important, but we just have to take care how much we are dealing Baba with dil or with dimag. Okay, Om Shanti.
Yeah. Anyone else? So if there is some remaining sharings, if we are still trying to collect our thoughts, that's okay. We can always make a note of it somewhere, and maybe at some other, because tomorrow is Sunday, so maybe at another opportunity we can definitely share. Irrespective of what Murli we are reading, but if we have some experiences to share, we can always go ahead and share. So now we would like to actually take this next few minutes to have a deep silence and powerful yoga for the souls of the world, across the world.
Om Shanti. Thank you, Shivani Ben. Thank you, all of you. See you tomorrow morning at 5:30. Have a nice day.
Om Shanti. Thank you all too. Have a nice day too. Om Shanti.